All right, welcome to Let That Music Out. I'm super excited. I got a very special guest on today's show for a couple of reasons. One, because I met this brother at the beginning of my career, and he was very early on in his career, although he was a little bit more advanced in his career. But we became instant friends and kindred spirits since then. And since then, as we kind of went our separate ways, I've watched this brother like do amazing things and grow. So without further ado, I want to introduce everyone to Mr. Ryan Toby. What's up, brother? Welcome
Yo,
to Let
what's
That Music
happening?
Out. Welcome
Yeah,
to the
thank
Let
you for
That Music
having
Out.
me.
I appreciate
Thank
you
you.
being here.
Likewise. Thank you for having me, man.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you being here. So I know you're a busy man, so I'm gonna get right into my questions because I know people are gonna want to know some things. So I'm
Mhm.
gonna start off with Ryan. How did you get started in music with your career?
Well, I got started, oh man, 30 years ago. That's crazy to say that number out loud. So yeah, 30 years ago, I started very young, about 14, 15, I'd say. Um, and I was just, a regular kid from a regular town, South Jersey, Willingboro, New Jersey, small town, about 20 minutes outside of Philadelphia, about an hour and a half south of New York City. And yeah, I was just growing up singing in church, nothing professional, no professional background. I didn't have like a stage mom or none of that. I was just a regular kid around the way that could sing a little bit and rap. I've been rapping and singing since I was, 7, 8 years old. So had the gift early, but nothing serious popped off until about age 15. I started working with my first manager named Marvin Thompson, who was really just a family friend. He was a friend. He was my friend's father, a little young homie I had around the way. His dad, he was like, "Yo, man, you should let my dad hear you sing. He knows some people in New York. He can take you to New York and maybe get you a record deal." So I just like sang for him at the barbershop. It was just like real impromptu, nothing fancy. And me and Marvin started rocking, and he started taking me to studio sessions, started taking me to, you know, putting me in talent competitions, taking me to open mic nights, those type of things, taking me to the Apollo. I sang at the Apollo like 4 or 5 times.
Wow.
And so we were just moving and grooving. And then we were going to record labels. We were trying to get me a deal. I was singing at record labels. I was going to a bunch of little singing auditions for record labels. And then we met an A&R guy at RCA Records named Vinny Ortiz, who discovered SWV. He discovered Pharrell and the Neptunes, and many others. And so Kenny liked me. Kenny wanted to work with me. And so he gave me like a demo deal budget of about like $4,500 just to go and like record some professional songs, like
The
get a
demo
professional demo
deal.
deal.
We love the demo deals.
so yeah, I was doing that, and while I was working with Kenny, Kenny, he, I think between Marvin, Kenny, and another lady who was working with me named Bobby Humphrey, uh, they heard about the auditions for Sister Act 2. Disney and Touchstone Films was looking for kids that could sing and dance to be a part of this ensemble cast in this choir for Sister Act 2.
Yeah.
And so that was the first audition I ever went on in my life, like the first real professional audition. I never had any acting background or nothing.
Wow.
And so, yeah, I went to the audition, did my thing, got a call back. That one callback led to about 7 more callbacks. And then the last one was in LA for the producers and everybody, director and everybody. And yeah, God blessed me with the part. And so Sister Act 2 was my break into the industry on a like real professional level. So, from singing, acting, and even from writing, because I got writing credit in the Joyful Joyful song. I wrote the rap part where they like joyful, joyful, Lord, we
Yeah,
adore
yeah.
thee. Yeah, I wrote that part. So I've been getting publishing checks since 1993.
Amen.
Yeah, so that's pretty much, that was the start. That was the genesis on a
Yeah.
professional level.
It's funny
Yeah.
you brought up that because oh happy day. So you remember when you got the email from me about 7 or 8 months ago? Like
Yeah.
out of the blue, we just reconnected. I didn't even know we were gonna be doing all this stuff now. But when I reason why is because Sister Act 2 came on, and I'm just sitting
Right.
on my couch at home, just laying back. watching Whoopi and watching just like, man, this was one of those movies from my childhood. And then you came on, I was like, yo, where the heck is Ryan at? I gotta hit him up. So I like went searching, looking on Instagram, came across your joint. I was like, yo, let me just
right,
send him an email. Why not? He might reply.
right.
So I'm headed to a showcase. I got your email back. I was like, man, my man's still doing this thing. So
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
that for
Yes,
me
sir.
was big, man. That was one of the first movies that used to give me the goosebumps when I watched it. Like when your part
Wow.
singing, when Lauryn Hill, like all of the talent that was in that
Mm-hmm.
movie. Um,
Mm-hmm.
man, I mean, Jennifer Love Hewitt was in that.
Tanya Blunt was in
Tanya
it.
Blunt was in that. Like so a
Yeah,
lot
it
of
was
stars
crazy.
kind of
Yeah,
blossomed out of that, right? And
yeah,
that was one of the
yeah,
movies that used to give me the chills when I watch it.
yeah.
So man, that's big. Okay, cool. So what would you say? That was your start. What would you say? My next question is your big break, like the thing that really
Mm.
took you to that next level. Like, okay, now I'm officially a superstar in my own right.
I think that's tricky because you know what made me recognizable to people because define superstar. What do you mean? I'm a
I
superstar.
mean, well,
Define that.
great question. I mean, a household name where you go out in public and people are like, I know who you are, or like,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, a person that, a household name or someone that's
Yeah.
easily recognizable when you go to
Yeah.
get coffee and people are like, hey, I know you.
Yeah.
Can
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
get your
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
autograph?
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
matter
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
state you go to. Hey,
Yeah.
let
Yeah.
me
Yeah.
I
Yeah. Yeah.
that
Yeah.
that's what I would
Yeah.
consider definition of a superstar.
Yeah. I would have to say it was Sister Act 2, but not initially when the movie first debuted. When the movie first debuted, believe it or not, it was considered a box office flop because it paled in comparison to the numbers and the revenue that the first one did in the
I
box
got you.
office.
Got you.
But what happened was over the years up in the 90s, we were then transitioning into movies, the home video and DVD sales and movies being played on TV, syndicated, coming on, Lifetime Network every Christmas, coming on HBO every Thanksgiving,
Mhm.
coming on BET every Thanksgiving. Like when that started happening over the years, I'd say about 7 to 8 years, even 10 years, like throughout a 7, 8 year, 10 year span after the movie, people was watching it at home every year. It was
That's
coming
right.
on.
Yep.
And so then, so right after I did the movie, I just went back to high school. There was no big hoopla. There was no parade. There was no like,
No parade.
it was nothing. It was nothing. I was still just Ryan, big head Ryan, you know, class clown. So but then, like, I graduated high school. I did the movie when I was 16, but then graduated high school. And now I'm outside. You know what I'm saying? I'm going clubbing. I'm doing it. I'm like 22, 23, 21, 22, 23. And people are like, yo, don't girls are like, you know what I'm saying? And so I'd have to say it was Sister Act was the break as far as making me recognizable in household. But like 5, 6, 7 years after the fact. It was crazy. It was
Wow.
crazy.
That's
Yeah,
amazing. So
yeah,
when I met you, you were in a group called City High, and
yes,
you guys came
yeah,
to play at Stockton State College,
yes,
and
sir.
my good friend and one of my mentors, DJ Do It All, had me come out, and I actually introduced you guys on stage because you know I wanted to be an artist too at one point, so I took any chance I could to jump on stage. Um, but at the moment when I met you guys were like, you had a couple of big hits. You had,
Yeah. What would you
What would
do?
you do?
And
And
caramel.
Caramel.
Yeah,
And I remember that. So like, what was that like being part of that group?
yeah. That was So I had the Sister Act era, and then moved into the City High era, which is a whole nother. I've had like 3 careers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Uh, so with City High, that was great, man. It was me, um, and two people from my hometown from Willenboro, Robbie Parlow and Claudette Ortiz, and yeah, we Wyclef kind of like put us together between Wyclef, Jean, his cousin Jerry Wonder. They
Shout out
had a
to
record
Jerry.
label. Yeah, shout out to Jerry.
I love Jerry.
They had a record label on Interscope called Booger Basement, and so they signed us. And between them and our management, we were all three solo artists. We were three solo artists. It was kind of like a making the band type situation.
Mm-hmm.
Take three solo artists, put them together, blow up the group, and then we were all supposed to have go solo.
Got it.
That was the plan. So yeah, we put the group together. We started rocking, and yeah, we had some really really great success. What Would You Do was like the #2 selling single in the country. We was killing it, man. And then Caramel came out that did really well, and we rocked out for a minute. You know what I mean? Until the group broke up, obviously, because we were three solo artists. Like so, it was like everybody still wanted to do their own thing. But yeah, for a while, early 2000s, we were jamming. We was touring like crazy, and yeah, we made history with that.
I love that, man. I love that moment. So man, this one is more so for the younger artists that's coming up that that probably face challenges and stuff. What would you say was like one of your biggest challenges that you faced in your career, and how did you overcome it?
Wow, biggest challenge.
The biggest challenge that I honestly still face to this day, to be honest, just to be fully transparent, is how can I rephrase it? It's doubting yourself.
Doubting.
Because the music industry is a roller coaster. You up, and then you're down, and then you back up, and then you might be down, and then you might be back up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
And like, and just knowing how to navigate those waters when because when you're hot, and everybody's on you, and everybody calling your phone, everybody, everybody's your best friend, right?
Yeah.
But then if you go through maybe a cold spell, like everybody has,
like we all do,
care what artist you name, I don't care who they are, they don't stay sizzling hot forever.
No.
They may go through a time where they ain't got no hits, or the sound of the radio changed, or they can't keep up with the times, or whatever may happen, right? Somebody else comes out doing their style better than them, and they're younger and cuter and hotter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now the key to longevity, though, is
knowing how to remember who you are, even when the world may be sleeping on you.
Wow.
That's the biggest challenge. Like, damn, am I still that dude? Do I still got it? Like, am I still nice with it? Damn, I ain't had, I might not have had no big #1 hit in a minute, because the entertainment industry is a what have you done lately industry.
Absolutely.
What have you done lately? Fuck what you did 10 years ago, 5 years ago, even 2 years ago.
Yeah.
What have you done lately?
Yeah.
And so sometimes that could get overwhelming. Sometimes that could get challenging, and it could just have you stuck and have you feeling like, maybe I ain't it. No, maybe I ain't it. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I ain't got it no more. And all these other crazy thoughts that come to your head. But the way to overcome it, I would say, is through faith in yourself, man. You got to believe in yourself, and you got to know how to reinvent yourself.
That's right.
You got to know how to flip the script, and maybe, double back and come back with something new. And you got to constantly be in a state of evolution. Don't get stuck on what you did in the past.
Yes.
Do the music, let it go, and then move on move on to the next thing. Don't try to keep holding on to the past and holding on to what you did, and don't let people pigeonhole you to the past and to what you did.
Yes.
Always be in a constant state of evolution. That's the way you overcome, the tumultuous road, that roller coaster road of the entertainment industry.
What a great answer, man. What a masterful answer that was, man. And inspiring too. I think a lot of people are gonna love that. Awesome. But I want to double back, because I skipped over one question, which is big question. You've also had a part of your career where you went on to write for a lot of artists. You went on to do some songwriting. So tell us some of the artists that you have written songs for as a songwriter, as Ryan the songwriter?
Right.
So yeah, so then there's that. That's like the
Part of
third
the third
phase,
career,
part of
right?
my third career. Back to my point of constantly evolving.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, oh man, I've written for Darius Rucker from Hootie and the Blowfish. I've written for David Hollister from Blackstreet. I've written for Will Smith. I've written for Mary J. Blige, Lionel Richie, Justin Bieber, Chris Brown, Usher, Tank, Tyrese,
Genuine.
oh my God, Monica, not Monica, A. Marie, Faith Evans. I said Mary J. Blige, right?
Yes, sir.
And
But you can say her again because she's incredible.
yeah,
The
yeah, Jill
queen.
Scott, Jill Scott, 112, New Edition,
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah,
Ruben Studdard,
exactly.
everybody, yeah.
Man, that's amazing, man. Congratulations to have so many
Thank you.
different, you know what I'm saying, peak moments in your career. So I was watching a bunch of content and I saw shout out to Tank and Jay Valentine when you talked about your on the R&B
R&B
Money
Money,
show,
yeah,
and you talked about this one particular riff that actually
Yeah.
started trending that you wrote on Superstar for Usher. Now,
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody knows the riff, so I ain't gonna bother you getting you to do it right now, unless you just want to, unless you feel like singing. Not to be redundant.
I saw you. You hit it early. You gotta hit it for him. Go ahead.
And that was not even close to how you and the singers do it. But that's a great riff.
Thank
Now,
you.
now I heard that, and I heard you. I'm quoting you that you demoed the songs, and
Yeah,
Usher and probably a couple other singers like kind of
yeah,
interpolate the way you sing it, right?
Yeah.
Because you put a
yeah.
lot of your own essence and flavor into your demos.
Yeah.
Do you feel that's like part of like as a songwriter, that's part of what makes it your magic is like the way you deliver a demo, a reference song?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think and see, there's a sweet science to it because
You want to add enough
of your
flavor and sauce to paper.
picture of the song that you're presenting to an artist,
Yeah,
but you don't want to add so much that the artist can't hear themselves singing it.
got it.
And that's something that was a fine line that I had to learn because I'm a singer first. I'm a singer. So if I'm writing a song and then when I'm referencing it, I'm singing it. I'm singing it because
Yeah,
I can sing. And
yeah,
I'm singing it the way I want to hear it. I'm giving it the vocal textures and timbres and vibes that I want to hear the song
yeah,
how I wrote it. It's like
yeah.
sing it how I wrote it, anime. Like you know what I'm saying? So but I had to learn and I don't want to say struggle with it. And I like to sing. It's fun. So it's like sometimes I gotta like, no, Ryan. Dial it back. You want to make it so that if I present it to Bieber, Chris Brown, John Legend, Adam Levine, anybody, they can hear themselves. Oh yeah, I can sing. I'll kill that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So it's like don't over sing it,
yeah.
but then I don't really believe in making demos. I make
You
songs.
make
I
songs,
don't
yeah,
make
for
I don't
sure.
make
Yeah, I think we
demos. I make
passed the demo.
songs.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Absolutely. I love that,
yeah,
man. So yeah, so I also got a chance to listen to a lot of the music that you made during the pandemic because you actually put out a whole series of albums. Let's talk to that for
Yeah.
people who haven't heard it yet, because I want people to
Oh
tune
yeah.
into those. Those albums are great, man. Talk a little bit about that. It's a bonus question. But yeah,
Oh wow.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Yeah. So during the pandemic, we were all on lockdown, and I'm sitting in the crib thinking that the world was coming to an end, and I just
yeah.
was like, well, if the world is coming to an end, you know what I mean, and let me start releasing everything I got just to get it out of me, because
Mhm.
who knows what's about to happen, right? We were all on lockdown. They shut down air travel. It was kind of bleak.
Yeah, man.
so
It
uh,
was.
so I put out an album called Songs for the Lockdown, and I just called it Songs for the Lockdown Volume One. And then
That next week.
I put it out on a Friday. That next week, I was like, because I had more songs and I was cooking up more songs. So I was like, what if I put out another one this Friday, just on some like run it back on, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm,
So I
hmm.
put out another one on that following Friday. And then people started DMing me like, I bet you can't do 3. And I was like, oh, you know what I mean? Want to bet? So then I dropped 3 and then 4. And then, so yeah, I put out an album every week for 10 weeks in a row.
That's amazing.
And just called it Songs for the Lockdown, volumes 1 through 10. Yeah, it's streaming everywhere. You can check that out. It's on all platforms. So yeah,
that's
it's
amazing.
like 80 records. I put out like 80 records
That's
in like
amazing.
2 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now that's work. See, that's the kind of work ethic I tell people that I mentor, and I tell people like you got to be in there doing the work, putting the records together. Even if you mean put a demo, reference it down or whatever it is, get it, get your catalog up, start making records, because there are people who are outworking you right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Maybe less talented.
Thank you. I always say that, bro. I always be like, look, there's people that don't have the singing ability that you might have, but they got that drive. It's something that you can't really teach. It's like something that's innate in some people. They just have that tenacity, that ferocity to just go out and like break down doors and walls to get to their dream. And they might not have the same singing, but that don't matter. It's about who's going to be disciplined and consistent and work hard for it. So you're living proof for that, man. That's beautiful.
Thank you,
my
man.
brother. All right, so my final question. So what's next for you for this year and going forward? What's next?
Wow. So
right now, well, I'm in Colombia. I'm in Medellin, Colombia right now.
Amazing.
I've been here for like 2 months. I'll probably stay. Well, I'm gonna stay till the end of the month, and then I'm gonna go to Thailand, and I'm gonna spend some time in Southeast Asia and just like travel to Bali and Cambodia, Vietnam, Philippines. Right now, I'm just on my soul searching sabbatical. Once again, reinvention. You got to know how to reinvent, and so I want to hear new sounds. I want to smell new air. I want to taste new foods. I want to hear different music, different languages. I want to be inspired by different culture. So right now I'm just like traveling. I got my microphone, I got my laptop, you know what I mean? So I'm cooking up. I'm always cooking up everywhere I go. But yeah, I'm just kind of like traveling around and just soaking in the world right now.
That's beautiful, brother. Well, much more blessings and more power to you with that. And
Thank you, sir.
I look forward to getting one on the charts with you too.
Yeah.
And I got that record.
I think I had 2 songs on Usher's new album that's coming out February 9th. So check out Usher's new album.
Okay, we're gonna check for that. Usher's new record. And that record that you gave me called We Are, that one's coming, bro. It's on my desktop. Like I said.
I think Marcus Houston is recording that right now.
Seriously?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Did you finalize the production? Because man,
no, I'm still waiting for you to get.
Okay. I'm not playing. I know you call me Captain America. Yo, I laugh so.
Yo, the cap is real with you, Roy.
No, bro, I'm just.
Face that.
No, it's not like that, bro. I got you. I just want to make sure my plate is clear when I open up your file. I mean, this is a whole nother level.
Okay. Say less.
There you go. Well, my brother, I appreciate you, man. God bless. Thank you for joining us on Let That Music Out.
Okay, for sure. Peace.